Welcome to a new episode of Let's Eat Orlando with Amy, Drew, and Biggie. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Amy, Drew?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a while. Thanks for listening to a new episode. Lots of different things to talk about. I know Amy Drew's been busy right now working on something that's quite popular, and I figure we'll kind of talk about that, and then we'll kind of go into other things. But one of the big things that I know you've been working on is something that happens in Central Florida, and that's magical dining.
Yes.
And I figure we can kind of chat a little bit about that, and just kind of bring up a little bit about what it is and what you can share about it, and then obviously you can read more about it in the Orlando Sentinel. But I definitely wanted to kind of hear your thoughts about this year's magical dining.
By the time this podcast drops, there will have been a special section, which we've been doing for a few years now, that comes out on Sunday, which will be in the past as folks are hearing my voice. But yeah, I love magical dining. I'm always excited for it. I'm like kind of a dork for magical dining. I like to look and see, where haven't I been? What place could I try? You know, I'm definitely one of those people. And there's a lot of new restaurants this year, more than 160. It's like a record number of restaurants. And it's 20 years. This is the 20th anniversary of magical dining, which is crazy to think about, that it's been going on this long. The charity element did not start until 2009. But since 2009, they are getting very close to $3 million. It's at like around 2.8 million, I think, raised so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they could break 3 mil this year very easily. They could break
Yeah.
that mark this year with as many restaurants and participating. And it's like a month and a half.
And the nice thing about it is the one thing that I like about it, and obviously the way it kind of works is it's like all the participating restaurants, like you said, over 160, they feature like a 3-course meal. It's prefixed dinners at a set price, so it basically allows you to be able to try a restaurant that maybe you've never tried before or wanted to try. It kind of gives you an opportunity to be able to do that, and at the same time, obviously, do good and be able to give to a charity, which I think is awesome. When does this start and when does it end?
It starts August 15th. It ends on September 30th. The menu prices are either going to be $40 or $60, depending on the restaurant. Some of the restaurants that have $40 menus, I am surprised. Like, I thought they were going to have $60 menus. So I'm impressed.
Okay.
Because one of the rules of magical dining, which makes a lot of sense, is they have the participating restaurants have to choose dishes that are already on their menu, so that people can see the value when they look at the regular price of the menu and say, oh my gosh, well, if I get these 3 things, normally that would be $55, or normally that would be $75, and I'm getting it for 40 or 60 or whatever it is. And some people just save the money. Some people will be like, hey, let's get a bottle of wine since we're getting a deal, or hey, let's get an extra dessert. And it works out nicely for the restaurant. It works out nicely for the charities. And most of the restaurants that I speak to, a lot of them, they say that it's kind of equal parts. They get new faces because people have always been wanting to try them, and now they have an excuse. And then they get regulars who are like, hey, let's get it. We come here all the time. Might as well get a discount.
Yeah, for sure. Or maybe even try something that they haven't, because sometimes when you go to a restaurant that you like, some people tend to stay on the same menu or same items. They eat the same thing.
That's
so
true.
It maybe gives them a chance to be a little bit like, hey, I'm willing to take a chance and go try something else on the menu.
Right.
That's
But
awesome.
good stuff. More Michelin stuff. Kaya is on the roster this year. Otto's High Dive is on the roster this year. Those are just 2 that I'm pulling out of my head, but there are so many. There's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of exciting stuff, and there's a lot of stuff just in general. There's just a ton.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to perusing the website to kind of see. It's magicaldining.com, and I definitely am very excited to be able to see 6 weeks, 3 courses, type of thing. I definitely am gonna have to try to play the game of
up there, so you can look at what
Yeah.
You can look at the menus. It's fun.
Yeah, I do. I will say that it is something that we, my wife and I, will usually try to go and do a few times, and we'll kind of do and be like, where have we not gone to? Where do we want to go to? I think it's something that I think is great. I think it also gives a lot of people an opportunity to maybe venture out that they wouldn't, maybe have a night out.
Yeah, they come out of the
you
bubble.
know.
Oh, we've always wanted to go down here, you know, or maybe, you know, to a hotel restaurant. There's a lot of good hotel restaurants that participate, and people, I'm always surprised whenever I interview people from hotels when they tell me that they do have like a local following. You know, because it never would occur to me. Here it would. And I mean, now I'm sort of in the business, but it just would never occur to me, oh, I want to go to this hotel for dinner, you know?
So it's funny because there's the one of the restaurants that we do, my family has used as kind of like special occasion dinner, at Rosen, and it's a land remembered,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll usually go there, and I usually go and get like a steak, and we'll do it up, and usually that's like a place that we've always had great service, we've had good food, so it's just one of those things that we've always enjoyed. So yeah, but you're right, like I don't typically go to a hotel restaurant if we're
To
going to
the
go out to
people,
eat dinner. I
though,
don't usually.
whose interest you're piquing, a land remembered participates in magical dining. So if you're now curious because it's one of Biggie's favorite places or hotels to go to, you can go there for magical dining. Actually, interestingly, Everglades, which is also a Rosen restaurant, is the only, there's a few OGs for magical dining. Everglades is the only one that has been with the program for all 20 years. So there you go. That's the OG 2O restaurant is
I love it. I
Everglades.
love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, I like when Orlando does things like this. I know we just had, I think recently just passed, was like Sip and Savor was another one that I saw that popped up. 30, 30, was it 30? Is it 30 bites? Is that what it's called? 30 bites?
There's
Yeah,
rest
bite 30. There you go. Bite
there's,
30.
yeah, there's a
Yep.
bunch of different ones, but I don't know. This one just jazzes me. I love the charity
This one,
element.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
just I love all that.
That it kind of helps, right? Because then you're like, oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I get to eat good. I get to like, it's kind of everyone wins on this one. So that's definitely the part. I definitely will. I mean, definitely no excuse to not to find one and be able to pick one and try a place out. I definitely encourage listeners, if you're listening, go to Magical Dining, check it out, check out the list of restaurants, and then just kind of pick one. Maybe say, hey, if we can't afford, maybe pick one that a restaurant you've always wanted to go to. Maybe they're on the list that you can, I'm like, it's a little bit cheaper to be able to do that. Do a, either what you said, 40 or 60 is the two options.
And honestly, there's even creativity because this year some of the restaurants are doing, some of them have upgrades too. Like if you want to add this, add that, it's $5, $10, $20, whatever the thing is. But this year there's at least very close to 30 restaurants, I think, that are doing a special 20th anniversary dish. So this is an off menu dish, an all new dish, exclusive, limited, but it allows the chefs to have some fun and do something extra. Could be an appetizer, could be an entree, could be a dessert, but it's something that's new. And it's a fun way for them to try things because if it's a hit, maybe they will put it on the menu. Who knows?
Yeah. No, I love it. I'm looking forward to I am looking forward to participating. It may be maybe my birthday's in September, so it may be one of those where that's where my birthday dinner, I get select one of those places for my birthday dinner depending on where I go. But I'll definitely probably hit it at least once, maybe in August, and then one in September. I usually try to do it at least twice.
I will go at least once. I always try to go more than once. I do.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I so that's definitely a good one to read up on in the Sentinel, as well as also magicaldining.com to be able to look at. I think it's awesome that I love that we do stuff like this, because I read something online recently. I don't know, it was like on Threads or something, one of the many other places that people complain about things, and someone's like, I've been to Orlando and there's just like no good food here, and then everyone wrote like, where did you go? And it was like, and like when they said where they went, they were like, well, what did you expect? Like, it's like, it's kind of like a chainy, it's like you just went to all the chains, you didn't go to any of the local spots around town that are Michelin star or gourmet bibs, or even highly touted. Like yeah, of course, like that's like me saying, hey, all burgers are horrible because all I eat is at a fast food place or something.
Yep.
you know so
Yeah.
it just kind of
Consider
makes me
your
laugh,
source.
but yeah.
Consider
Yeah.
your source. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
It's the same. There's no good food. There's no good pizza. People don't know what they're not getting out there and being fair. Either they're not doing it or they're not being fair about it.
Or
You
they're
know.
not driving far enough. Get
Yeah.
outside your bubble.
Yeah, but there's good food food all over the city. There really is. Like all different genres. I mean, maybe you don't have a Thai restaurant in your immediate neighborhood, but there's Thai food all over the city. Maybe you don't have, the pizza that's your ideal pizza right in your, you know, 10-minute drive radius, but there is good pizza all over this city. All different, at this point, all different kinds of good pizza. So I don't buy it.
Speaking of outside the bubble, there's a sandwich shop that you went to that I wanted to talk about
Yes.
because I had seen them. I saw them on social, and my eyes kind of opened up, and I was like, I don't think I've been here. I've been to New Smyrna. It's New Smyrna, right there in New Smyrna. Paco Submarine.
Paco Submarine.
Tell me a little bit about. I watched some of their Instagram stories and like their reels and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, I definitely have them on my list of places I want to go eat at. But I want to know a little bit more about them since obviously you told me about them, but I also saw them online, and I just kind of wanted to know a little bit more about their story and what they're about, and what I should be eating there when I go.
You basically just pick what sounds good to you. That's what I would say at Paco Submarine. And there is something for everybody there. They usually have something that like leans a little bit chefier, like a duck wrap or a lamb wrap. But they have smash burgers, they have chicken sandwiches, they have BLTs, they have like a fried fish basket. I mean, it's simple, basic stuff, but it's done super well. The chef there comes from Maryland originally, and he has a fine dining background. But when he and his wife decided to start a family, they ended up moving to a beach town close to her family. She's originally from South Florida, and they opened a sandwich shop. Basically his deal was there's no reason why you can't pay really close, good attention to detail when you're doing sandwiches, and then the food is accessible. Everybody understands it. You can feed every end of the spectrum culinarily because nobody doesn't like a sandwich. Nobody doesn't get a sandwich, and it doesn't get that expensive. He says that most of the people who come to his shop, because he's not in like the touristy Flagler Avenue area, most of his regulars and most of his customers are local. They're people who live there. But
That's awesome.
visit show. It's really good. It's really, really good.
I'm excited. It is on my list, and obviously I get excited when I hear like chefs like the Hinkleys of the world of doing making sandwiches. It's like it is the king of meals.
The place
So
was
it's like one of the things.
yeah, it is. It is. Sandwiches are great and everybody loves them. There's nobody who doesn't want to eat a sandwich. They have them in different iterations. They do have like one Caesar salad, I think. They do homemade dessert, huge slabs of pie. What kind of pie they have changes. I think they always have the key lime pie, which is her family's recipe. I think part of her family is originally from Key Largo. But $8 and it's like a piece of pie that 3 people can eat. Although he has
Awesome.
told me that there are plenty of people who put away one. I don't personally think you should eat that whole piece of pie.
I don't judge you. I don't judge you if you do.
No, no judgment.
Go.
I'm just saying maybe you shouldn't, especially if you ate a whole sandwich.
Well, I mean, they got some good ones, like you said. They got burgers. They got like the pastrami, like you said. They have like it's called the Clayton. They have the Whaler, which is like a dill brine fried chicken thigh, with ranch and lettuce.
Fries there
They
are
got
really good, by the way. They have good fries, and the fries are sold
really.
in small and large orders, so you don't have to get fries if you don't want fries. And they have $8 kids meals, so that's not bad.
I also would get. I'd also get. They have this. Looks like their cheesesteak. It's like the Rudy. It's a shaved ribeye, griddled mushrooms, caramelized onion, hot pepper relish, funky cheese.
The funky cheese is funny because basically it's raclette, which is,
Okay.
that really nice Swiss melted. Did you ever see them? They scrape it.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm not about to put raclette on the menu. Like nobody knows what that is. It's just a cheesesteak. So this is the point, is that he can be chefy, but it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be this like pretentious sounding thing. It's delicious. It's melted cheese. People understand melted cheese. They might not know what raclette is, but they understand.
I'm definitely excited to try them out. And I love the menu. The menu's not like, so the menu's not overwhelming, but it doesn't hit the gamut. It hits the gamut of everything. So if someone comes in and be like, oh, well, I want, you're like, okay, we'll get the local seafood basket or get the wings or get a salad or something.
The seafood basket was awesome, and they do house sauces, and they have like a house sauce that's kind of like a mayo mustardy thing, and then they had like a malt vinegar mayonnaise that was really good. They had the sauces were great, and they have this Old Bay seasoning that they will put on your fries, and like that with the malt vinegar on the fries is like it's nice.
I'm excited. It's on my list. Like I said, it's on my list. Next time I'm in the area, I'm definitely going to be hitting them up because it sounded super good. One thing that is in the area, and I will say, like, I kind of laugh because I'm seeing them pop up more often, and I know that you kind of had where So when I lived in Jersey, there was one of my favorite places. We did not go out to eat very often, but one of the favorite places that I would go eat at was this Cuban Chinese restaurant,
Mm,
and it was called El Dragón de Oro, so the Golden Dragon. The
nice.
best part about it was husband was Chinese, wife was Cuban, so they blended and did like the whole Cuban Chinese thing. Was the first time I ever got to have it. Obviously, you don't see it too often here, Cuban Chinese, but you do see Puerto Rican Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, and I was curious because you asked, I wanted to know more about, because one of the places you had written about, I wanted to know more about it. I think it's called El Coqui Ninja, which I drive by often because it's on my way. I want to say it's near Curry Ford, in the Curry Ford area.
Yeah,
Am
it's
I
in
right?
it's right in the middle of like you could throw a rock and hit a
Yeah,
bunch of places you want to eat from there
yeah.
for sure.
Because and I pass it by all the time because I drive by. Yeah, I think it's like near Smokemade and near all those other places,
It's very close
and
to
I pass it
Smyrna.
quite often. Yeah,
In it.
and I pass it quite often when I go get acupuncture. I drive by it, and I'm always like, man, I want to go there, but I don't know. And then I saw that you had written about it, so I wanted to know like your experience. And obviously, you could read about it, but like you had the Kung Pao Mofongo. Tell me about that.
That was so good, and that was not a dish I'd ever had anywhere else. I've had Puerto Rican Chinese food in New Jersey. There was a place in Lower Manhattan many moons ago called Bayamo that was they billed themselves as Chino Latino, and it was
I love it.
Chinese blended with a few different cultures, Dominican and Puerto Rican, and I think a little Cuban. I can't remember, but it was a really fun place, but I hadn't seen too much of it down here. And I asked every time I made a new Puerto Rican connection down here, I'd be like, hey, is there a good Puerto Rican Chinese place? And everybody would be like, well, I tried this one, I tried that one, it wasn't great. So I've always just been like, all right, I've been waiting for somebody to like it. So then a very good friend of mine who's a Jersey Puerto Rican said to me, oh my gosh, I tried this place. I loved it. It was so fun. Let's go. So I went and Kung Pao Mofongo, and it was great. It was really fun. Sticky.
I mean, the picture looks good. The picture looks good. It hits what I like, because I mean, I'm a huge fan of that aspect of it. One of my favorite restaurants in Arizona was this place called Chino Bandito, and it was a Mexican Chinese place. So you
I've
could
never had
actually
that, but
make, and I was like, I don't know why we don't have a place like that here, but you literally can get like orange chicken in a burrito, in like, and so it was like, and so the menu was like literally like you were going into an old school Chinese restaurant, and then they would have like, but it would be like two sides, and then you would like pick your thing. So I love fusions like that. So an idea of like a Kung Pao Mofongo, and things like that, like just kind of, those just excite me. I think that's just kind of like a fun thing to have.
they do for fun for sure. The place is so cute. The decor is so cute. They have these little tropical print couches. They have these little sort of TV magnifiers on the table so you could like put your phone behind it and watch a movie if you went there and ate by yourself or something that look really cute even if you don't use them. But the plating is great. The mofongo looks beautiful. It's in this sort of mortar and pestle kind of a deal, and it's just overflowing with food. And they don't serve it with the broth. The sauce kind of keeps the mofongo nice, because I think when you have bad mofongo, that's the thing, is that it can be dry if it's not done
Mm-hmm.
well. But this was
Yeah,
not. It was really good. And the kung pao actually had some heat, which I'm always
I
impressed
like
when
it.
people actually put some heat in the food. It was super fun.
Put some heat on
And
the food. Yes, I know
really,
you like everything hot.
those were so good, though. Those were more traditional, but they were so fresh, and the potatoes were so creamy.
But yeah, you said that they call them rellenitos, which are like little papas rellenas, like so they're like
Right, but they
little
weren't that
potato
old.
balls with.
They weren't that little. I mean, they were 2 bites, you know,
No.
like, I wouldn't put a whole
Yeah.
one in my face, not unless I
Yeah.
wanted to, like,
Yeah.
laugh and spit it all over the place.
You also had pinchos there, right? You also had like chicken pinchos, I think is what
Yeah,
it
and
was.
they served it again, the service, they have these really cute, I didn't get it, but, like, the kids' lo mein, they serve it in, like, a ceramic Chinese food container. So it looks really cute. And the pinchos they served on, like, a little grill with a sterno, like you would get a poo-poo platter in a Chinese restaurant, the old school poo-poo platter. It's like on that. So it's just fun. They do a really nice job, and it's pretty, and the portions are huge, and it's a lot of fun.
Out of curiosity, do you know why they call themselves Coqui Ninja? Like Ninja, why it's called El
I
Coqui
have
Ninja?
to remember the whole, I think it's sort of a it relates to the Ninja Turtles because they have family size meals that are named after the Ninja Turtles, like, cuz you can go in there and get like a bunch of things for a family of 4 to 6. So those are named, you know, after the Ninja
That's
Turtles.
awesome.
But
I did
because
not know that.
they're Puerto Rican, and the coquille is very Puerto
Is
Rican.
there is that yeah, is there yep.
Exactly. So
I
there you
love
go.
it. I love
So
it.
that's the
I
connection.
love it.
He's a ninja
That is
coquille.
super cool. That alone, that makes me, and now I'm very intrigued because you say the way the setup is. I'm gonna think Ninja Turtle, Ninja Turtle
Yeah.
esque, and I'm
Well,
gonna
you'll
walk in and it's
appreciate,
like
like,
this, this is
on the
like this place
menu.
looks nice.
It's beautiful. It really is. They made it look really cute. Like, they have these tropical touches, but they have all these Asian touches, and like they have like a pagoda mural on the back, and it's just really cute. It's very cute, and they do a nice job with the stuff. The chicharrones were really nice. They What did I get? I think they serve it like 2 different ways, and I wanted to try both, so they just gave me everything. Like, they gave me the tahine and the lime, and they gave me whatever the other one was. At this point, it was a little while back, but really good. And it's like this huge bowl, you know, like I went home with leftovers both times that I went.
That's awesome. Usually, typically, when you go visit a restaurant, do you go? I'm assuming you go more than once, unless you
Yeah.
go with like a bunch of people and
Yes,
you're able to try a
unless
bunch of
it's
food.
a place like a bakery where I can like try a bunch of things all at once. But yeah, typically I go more than.
Which is, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy because then it's like it's not just you going once, like you got to go twice. So that's like, so that like that kind of, and then that's always a tough one. I think when you think about it, right? Because you're always eating at different places, so you're like you're eating there, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try some other things and see where
Mhm.
that is, and that way get a better picture of what the menu is, so it's easier for me to write. So that's like, it takes away from another spot that you like, because then you have
No,
to go to
I mean,
another
this is
place
the
and do
right
that
way to do it.
twice.
This is the right way to do it. You
Yeah.
can't base it on one
No, I
experience.
agree. I think it's
Hopefully, what
awesome.
happens the first time, you want to be able to give somebody another chance. And very often, it's a one-off, and you end up having a really good experience the second time, and you can put it together with whatever was positive the first time. So yeah, like I said, unless it's different circumstances, there are certain places that I think you can do as a one and done, but for the most part, I think restaurants need to be experienced, at least a couple of times.
No, and I like that. That's why I wanted to share, because I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize that you have to do, along with also all the eating of new places and going to trying different things all the time
Mhm.
and all those things. One of the things that by the time this episode airs, which will be around the same week, I'm excited because one of my favorite local charities is the Ronald McDonald House. And I can safely say that I have they're one of those where, to me, they're priceless in my family's history or story. I've stayed at the Ronald McDonald House twice with my family and with my daughters, and so it's one of those things where whenever I get to go to, and I've done a lot of their, like, my wife and I have spoken at a lot of these events. Ironically, we've never been to this event, but Appetite for the Arches is something I'm super excited to finally
It's a fun
do.
event. The idea of it is
Yeah,
very fun, and the
it's
charity.
super fun. I mean, started in 2014 as a thing where they basically are kind of like, because a lot of times, and I'll say it, a lot of people think like, oh, Ronald McDonald House funds it. Like, no, it's a small percentage is funded by Ronald McDonald House or Ronald McDonald. The majority, it's a community. It's like a house that is actually needs charity and needs donations to, in order to survive. So for me, it's like one of those, to see events like this where it's kind of like a night of like, and it's a fun idea. It's basically them using McDonald's ingredients and having local chefs, master chefs, kind of create like their almost like their version of, or some version of, or inspiration based on certain McDonald's ingredients, and then actually using that to create something for you to be able to enjoy, which I think is super fun to be able to see. I love stuff like that. I love when restaurants get to kind of flex. It's also another thing I think where restaurants get to like flex, chefs get to flex their muscle other than what they usually
also, because I've done a bunch of different stories about fast food and the nostalgia of it whenever a new chain comes to town, or if we talk about a few years ago, McDonald's brought the McRib back and people got excited. So we did it had been like, I don't know, several years. So we did a story with McDonald's, but then I talked to chefs and between the conversations, we came up with this idea of like a local rib crawl. And a bunch of different places did their own version of the McRib. Why? Because it's just nostalgic. Love it. Some people just love it. They don't care. They love it. I had by the way, just to go back to the thing, that year I ate a McRib for the first time.
I've never had one.
I had never had one until about 5 years ago.
Never had one.
No. I mean, I had McDonald's.
Yeah, me too. I've had McDonald's. I just never had one, which is, maybe surprising since I'm usually like, have you had this? No, not hasn't done it for me. Just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. My wife and I are going to go out date night. It's August 15th, and some of the restaurants that are going to be on there, which I'm kind of excited to see what they create. I took a look. It's like it's Tamalico, it's Pizza Bruno, Millennia Event Catering, the Edison, Morimoto Asia, the Monroe.
I love this. I'm a little jelly.
It's super cool. Lamp and Shade, Caribbean Royale, the Drake Kitchen, Ravenous Pig, The Past. I think Kelly's Homemade Ice Cream is also on this.
These are heavy
so
hitters.
I will definitely be taking notes and pictures because I'm very curious on what exactly they will be eating and enjoying. But I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be it'll be a fun night. I love stuff like this. I love play when like when Second Harvest does something like this. I think it's just a great way to be able to give back, but at the same time, it's community. That's really what it is. It's community giving back. The chefs giving back to the charities in the communities being able to kind of help support these great charities that help support so many families in need that basically come and sometimes are staying at the Ronald McDonald House for months on end because their kids are having treatment and there's no other place for them to live, and they provide housing and kitchens and things like that. It is something
at the drive-through, that box at the drive-through for your change.
Yep.
That all goes to Ronald McDonald.
That is correct. And little fun fact, I actually just used it at work when someone asked, like, we have to add a fun fact. My family, it was one of the billboard and one of the people that says, hey, this is who the money goes to. So for a long time, we would get like pictures of our friends that would drive through and be like, hey, you guys are on the Ronald McDonald House, like the little box outside the drive through. Did you know that? And I was like, yeah, we've kind of been on a billboard, I guess, as well, and stuff like that. And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah, and then obviously then when they start asking, I'm like, I don't know if you really want to ask, like, it's not really the most like, it's like a great story in the sense of what Ronald McDonald House does, but like it is kind of, it goes a little sad. So I'm like, yeah, I just thank you so much for donating and giving back to Ronald McDonald House. Cause both like, even like I spent 2 weeks with both daughters that I have. And if you know me, I'll just be very short just because I don't want to go too deep, but I have 2 daughters. One's 18 and in heaven, and one is going to be 17 and obviously here with me. So that's the one that you hear more of. And that's probably why you've never heard of my other daughter, is because she's looking down upon us, or she's a butterfly flying around whenever I see her. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Appetite for the Arches. I'm excited to support Ronald McDonald House. I wanted to bring it up just because if there's tickets available, I want people to go and see it. And if you see me, I love to chat with you and say hi and take a selfie. And I'm just super excited for charities doing stuff like this. I just think it's so important to be able to give back to these charities that help so many people.
Lots of charity in today's episode.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I think this is great. I really appreciate everyone listening. I hope you do everything from magical dining. Maybe if you go to Appetite for the Arches, if you go visit and do one of the restaurants, I love to hear if you're doing magical dining, what's your list? Like, what's your top 5 that you're looking to kind of go to or try to go to?
I always get torn because I mostly want to go to places that I've never been, but sometimes I'm just like, I haven't gone there in so long. This is a good excuse to go.
I definitely know Kai is on my list.
Yeah,
for sure,
Kai
as one of them.
On my list too.
And I'll have a few others. I'll have a few others to go. So next time I talk, I'll let you guys know when I do start eating at some of these spots for me to be able to share. So because I definitely think more people need to know about a lot of these other spots as well. So yeah, I'm super excited. And
highly suggestible.
What was that?
I'm highly suggestible today because I'm hungry. So like before we were talking about that, I was like, oh, Paco Submarine. Oh, those French fries. Oh, fried fish. McDonald's, like everything sounds good. I'm like, I'm just very suggestible today.
I am curious if anyone's going to do a McDonald's fruit pie or a McDonald's pie type of thing at Appetite for the Arches, because I know you love a good fruit pie, and this is gonna be my last question before I wrap up. Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because I know you don't eat a lot of fast food, but you do love a good pie, So I was curious, like, is that your favorite out of all the fast food type, or like fast food or snacky pies?
So for fruit pies, 100%.
Yeah, like if I was gonna say to you, hey, we're gonna go pick up we're gonna drive around, go somewhere, either like a 7-Eleven or one of the fast food places to pick up a fruit pie. What's your go-to? Is it the Jollibee?
Jollibee peach mango pie. Yes. But I haven't had a McDonald's pie in a really long time. I should probably try one.
I don't even know if they sell it, to be honest with you.
Still do it? I don't know. But
I have no idea, to be honest.
Maybe a couple of months ago, I had a Jollibee fruit pie. And I finally
You did? I think it was with me.
Okay. Recently. No, my daughter, my oldest.
Recently?
Yeah. We were driving through, coming back from somewhere, and we were just like, let's go to Jollibee and get fruit pies. And that was all we got. Was 2 fruit pies.
Now let me ask you: was it I just out of curiosity for location wise? Is it the one on the Colonial Jollibee that you passed by? Man, I totally would have. This is the biggie in me. I would, if I were to go full ham on this, it would be the Jollibee pie, and then I would go next door, go to Twisty Treat, put it in a cup, and then have like pie a la mode, because that's automatically what my brain goes to.
Nope, you and me, this is why we're in the podcast together, because I was like, let's go to Twisty Treat, and she was like, really? Like, it's kind of like a lot.
Yeah. Basically like a little cup of vanilla, and you could even dip it or whatever, or break it up and put it in there.
I would stick it in there and probably get it all over myself.
A little that, because then you get like the hotness of the pie with a little bit of the cold, and it gets oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, totally.
I'm with you. I love it. And on that sweet note, we're gonna wrap up another episode of Let's Eat Orlando with Amy, Drew, and Biggie. Thank you guys so much for listening. Definitely continue supporting local. Definitely interact with us. Share the podcast,
stories, Mr. Biggie.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me. I love being able to talk this stuff with you, and I love being able to share some of Orlando stuff. I know there's a lot of great resources for people to be able to pick up stuff, and I'm just glad that folks listen to us and pick up a little something, and hopefully help support another small business.
Yay.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye.